Brain of Britain, the nationwide general knowledge contest, chaired by Russell Davies.
Thank you. Hello and a warm welcome to the Radio Theatre in London, where we're about to meet the second quartet of competitors from the 48 in total who are lining up to compete for the title Brain of Britain 2019. At least one of them will be winning a place in the semi-final stage of the contest, and it could be more than one, as I'll explain in a moment. Let's meet them first.
Hello, my name's Harry Heath. I'm a buyer from Hanbury in Worcestershire.
Hello, my name's Ian Parks. I'm an IT engineer from Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Platt. I'm a general medical practitioner from Binfield near Bracknell in Berkshire.
Hello, my name's Ruth Wright. I'm a part-time gardener from a village near Moreton-in-Marsh in the Cotswolds.
And as you can hear, you're all very welcome. Today's outright winner will, of course, go through to the semi-finals, which begin in June. But the four highest-scoring runners-up in the series will be invited back for the semi-finals too, so it really is worth going for every point you can get, even if you feel you're lagging behind a bit. Many a champion has come up on the rails after a slow start. Good luck, everyone. We go in strict alphabetical surname order, meaning that today's first question is for you, Harry Heath. Which society, founded in 1884, with members including George Bernard Shaw and H.G. Wells, was named after a Roman general of the 3rd century BC who served as consul, censor, and dictator?
Augustus?
Not Augustus. Yes, Jeremy Platt.
Marcus Aurelius?
No. That's it, I think, isn't it? The answer is the Fabian Society, after Quintus Fabius Maximus Verrucosus, by name Cunctator, meaning delayer. Right, we go to Ian Parks. In René Goscinny and Albert Uderzo's Asterix stories, what is the name of the elderly white-bearded druid who creates the village's magic potion that gives the Gauls their strength?
I haven't got a clue, sorry.
Good name for a white-bearded druid. No, Harry Heath.
Is it Vercingetorix?
It's not. No, that was a real name, I think. Ruth Wright?
Getafix?
Getafix, yes, is the controversial answer, yes. Known as panoramics in French, which is perhaps less controversial. Jeremy Platt, in 1968, in preparation for the Apollo 10 mission, NASA chose which cartoon character as a mascot to, quote, emphasize mission success and act as a watchdog for flight safety?
Snoopy.
Snoopy is right, yes. The name of which religion translates into English as the way of the gods?
Shinto.
Yes, you're right. What is the common name of the flower that is known in Spanish as nome olvides and in Italian as non ti scordar di me?
A lily.
No. Harry Heath.
Is it a forget-me-not?
It is, yes. And if I'd said it in German, it's vergiss mein nicht, you would obviously have known even sooner. And we go now to Ruth Wright. Which swashbuckling vigilante hero was first introduced to the public in 1919 in Johnston Macaulay's 5-part serialized story, The Curse of Capistrano?
Count of Monte Cristo?
No, Ian Parks?
Zorro?
Zorro is right, yes indeed. And that's the end of the first round. Everyone scored, which is healthy. Ruth Wright, Ian Parks, Harry Heath all have 1. Jeremy Platt, 2. Right, Harry Heath, here we are again. Neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils, or basophils, are the 5 main types of what?
White blood cells?
Correct. In which year did the eruption of Mount Vesuvius destroy the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum?
I'll guess 46 BC.
No, afraid not. Jeremy Platt.
43 BC.
No, wrong again. Ruth Wright, can I have a go?
79 BC.
No. Ian Parks?
44 BC.
No. I thought Ruth Wright had it. It's 79 AD.
Was it?
79 was right. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Ian Parks. Which American entertainer whose tombstone bears the inscription, "That's all, folks," was known as the man of 1,000 voices?
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, yes. Incomparable American voice artist, creator of the voices of Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, and Tweety Pie, among many others. Hecla, an active volcano nicknamed the Gateway to Hell, is to be found in which country?
Iceland.
Yes, the right answer, yes. The Royal Institute of International Affairs, that defines its mission as helping to build a sustainably secure, prosperous and just world through informed debate, independent analysis, new policy ideas and outreach to audiences, is more usually known by what two-word name from the building in London where it's based?
Sorry.
Okay. Jeremy Platt knows.
Royal Academy.
Ah, no. No. Harry Heath.
Chatham House.
Chatham House is the right one, yes, indeed. Jeremy Platt, we come to your turn. Which Nobel Prize-winning physicist was the first to use the word quark to refer to a subatomic particle?
Niels Bohr.
It wasn't Bohr. No. Harry Heath.
Feynman.
No. Ian Parks.
Max Planck.
Not Max Planck. It's a famous gallery, but you haven't landed on the right one yet. No from Ruth Wright. Murray Gell-Mann, Gell-hyphenated man, who borrowed the word from Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, by the way. Ruth Wright, your question. In which major British sporting venue will you find the John Major Room?
Lords.
No. Now then, Harry Heath.
The Oval.
Yes, it's the other one, yes. Sir John having served for 2 years as president of Surrey County Cricket Club. Excitingly, the club website says that the room features John Major memorabilia.
Wow.
Well, you never know. End of a round. This is neat. Ruth Wright has 1, Jeremy Platt 2, Ian Parks 3, Harry Heath 4. And from that healthy position, Harry Heath, another question. Some music for you now. Over the years, a host of famous bands and singers, including Shirley Bassey, Madonna, and Paul McCartney and Wings, have recorded theme songs for James Bond films. The song you're about to hear is called Another Way to Die, and it's sung by Alicia Keys and Jack White. Which Bond movie did it accompany?
I believe that's Quantum of Solace.
It is indeed, yes. Unlike many other Bond songs, it doesn't share the same title as the film. Starring Daniel Craig, the 2008 film was the 22nd in the official series. Known collectively as the auditory ossicles, what are the individual names of the 3 tiny bones found in the middle ear of mammals? I'll accept either the Latin or the English names.
Think of 2 of them.
You're not going to give those away.
No.
Right.
I'll have to pass.
Okay. Ian Parks?
Hammer, stirrup and anvil.
Hammer, stirrup, anvil. Yes. Malleus, stapes, and incus. Among the smallest bones in the human body. Well done. Ian Parks' question. Which pea-sized gland located near the center of the brain is responsible for producing the sleep-regulating hormone melatonin?
It's one of 2. The pituitary gland.
No. Jeremy Platt?
Pineal gland.
The pineal gland, yes. Jeremy Platt, a question for you. Pacific purple, Conover's colossal, and Mondeo are all varieties of which vegetable?
Broccoli.
No. Harry Heath?
Carrots.
No. Ian Parks?
Cabbage.
No. Ruth Wright?
Asparagus.
Yes, well done. I missed out sparrowgrass, of course. Ruth Wright, your question now. Which UNESCO World Heritage Site would you be visiting if you were to come across the Hall of the Bulls, the Shaft of the Dead Man, and the Chamber of the Felines?
The Lascaux Caves.
The Lascaux Cave System, yes, home of the famous Paleolithic cave paintings near Montignac in the Dordogne. According to local legend, an apparition in 17th century apparel is said to haunt Mistley Pond in Essex and is thought to be the ghost of England's witchfinder general, a man believed to be responsible for the deaths of 300 women. What was his name?
Sorry, no.
Difficult, isn't it? Ian Parks
Matthew Hopkins.
is the name, yes. He lived in that area from 1645 to 47. End of another round, and this is still neat, but in a different way. Ruth Wright and Jeremy Platt have 3 apiece. Ian Parks and Harry Heath, 5 apiece. Okay, let's pause the proceedings at that point, as we traditionally do at roughly the halfway stage in the quiz, to give our competitors a chance to sit back and work as a team for a few minutes rather than as opponents. This is what we call Beat the Brains, where we pluck out a pair of questions sent to us by a Brain of Britain listener who'll win a prize if the brains can't come up with adequate answers. Today it's Tony Green in Ipswich, whose questions the brains will face. He emailed them to brainofbritain@bbc.co.uk, as you can too, if you'd like to submit ideas for consideration in this part of the programme. The panel's performance won't make a jot of difference to the scores, of course, but I'm sure they'll be playing for pride. Heads together then. Tony Green's first question is this. Which major international airport stands on the site of a 16th century naval battle?
Well, my first thought is that quite a lot of airports which are built at sort of in the sea or in the Far East, so I'm thinking somewhere like Hong Kong or Singapore, or possibly Tokyo,
Dubai?
but less likely.
Well, Hong Kong,
I think Dubai is inland.
Yeah, it is.
It was on an island that was...
Yes, made in the sea.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, go
idea.
for it.
Do we have to do the name of the battle?
No,
No,
we just need to make-
only the airport. No, the battle.
we think it's Hong Kong.
You do. I'm afraid it's much too far away. It's Schiphol. Schiphol in Amsterdam. It stands on the now drained Haarlemmermeer, the site of a battle between the Dutch and Spanish navies during the siege of Haarlem in 1573. Some even claim that the airport's name, which translates as Shiphole, is a reference to how many ships were sunk there, although that explanation of its origin is far from certain, as it should remain. Question 2 then. During the Nazi occupation, the Dutch resistance reputedly used the name of a particular town as a test. It was reckoned that however well a German infiltrator had learned Dutch, they'd give themselves away with their pronunciation of that place name. Which place?
Utrecht?
No, I think it would be something with the G. So I think it might be something like Groningen.
Groningen.
Groningen. We're going to attempt a pronunciation and say Groningen.
No, I'm afraid not. It's got ngens in it, a sort of thing, but it's Scheveningen. Scheveningen, the coastal town near The Hague. I have to apologize for my pronunciation and the defects in it, because getting it right is clearly so hard for foreigners. It became a shibboleth in the way the question described. Anyway, Scheveningen is my attempt. So thank you, Tony Green, and well done. The brains couldn't answer your very intriguing questions. A book voucher prize will be yours, as will this impossible to get wrong round of applause. I mentioned our email address a minute or two ago. You can also send us your questions using the Contact Us link on our webpage, or you can write them down and stick them in an envelope addressed to Brain of Britain, BBC Dock House, Media City, Salford, M52LH. Your questions can be related in theme or completely unconnected, but please do send us at least 2, and there should be something about them that will provide an interesting challenge for our brains to work out. We can't respond to all your suggestions, I'm afraid, but we will give you fair notice of when your questions will be used if we do select them. Collaboration over then, it's back to the contest. Here we start the next round with you again, Harry Heath. Litmus is a mixture of coloured organic compounds extracted from which type of organism?
I don't know, I'll have to pass.
Right. Jeremy Platt.
Lichen.
Lichen is right, yes. Ian Parks, your next question has a piece of music attached. Have a listen and I'll ask you the question afterwards.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked down as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes.
Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today,
And day's night today, and black's white today,
and most guys today, that woman prize today.
are just silly gigolo.
Now, clearly, that was the Cole Porter classic Anything Goes. You may well recognize the unmistakable voice of Tony Bennett. But can you tell me the name of the female singer duetting with him?
Lady Gaga.
It was, yes. And in 2014, the two collaborated on an album called Cheek to Cheek. Which physicist, Ian Parks, awarded a Nobel Prize in 1922, was founder and director of the Institute of Theoretical Physics at Copenhagen?
Niels Bohr.
Yes, it's now known as the Niels Bohr Institute. The famous cognac-producing vineyards of southwestern France are located in the valley of which major river that rises near Rochechouart in the Limousin uplands?
Garonne.
No. Ruth Wright.
Lot.
Not the Lot. No. Yes, Harry Heath.
The Loire.
No. No. Okay, yes, Jeremy Platt.
The Dordogne.
Not the Dordogne, it's the Charente. The Charente. And Jeremy Platt, your turn. What do you make of this? In which century were the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th Crusades?
The 14th.
No. Ruth Wright?
13th.
13th. Yes. Once the 14th is out of the way, it's easier, isn't it, anyway? Ruth Wright, your question then. Which British woman, celebrated by a statue in London's Tavistock Square, achieved many notable firsts, including becoming both Britain's first female surgeon and the first female anaesthetist at the Royal Free Hospital?
Sorry, I don't know.
No. Yes, Harry Heath.
Mary Seacole?
No, I think that's it, isn't it? It's Dame Louisa Aldrich Blake. Still shaking of heads. No. Never mind. It's the end of a round. Ruth Wright and Jeremy Platt have 4 each. Harry Heath now has 5. Ian Parks 7. This contest is open to anyone. Harry Heath, what name is given to a band consisting of a one-sided surface that can be constructed by affixing the ends of a rectangular strip after first having given one of the ends a twist, and named after one of its discoverers who lived between 1790 and 1868?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay. Ian Parks.
A Möbius strip.
The Möbius band or strip, yes, named after Augustus Ferdinand Möbius. Ian Parks, your question. In a musical first produced on Broadway in 1947, what is discovered by 2 American tourists, Tommy Albright and Jeff Douglas?
It's the village of Brigadoon.
Well done. Well thought through. Yes, you got there. It is Brigadoon, Alan J. Lerner and Frederick Lowe's musical, the story of a village that appears for only one day every 100 years. What is the title of the poem by Robert Browning that begins with the often quoted, often misquoted lines, "Oh, to be in England now that April's there"?
Anthem for Doomed Youth? No.
No. Ruth Wright?
Home thoughts from abroad.
Yes, and it is amazing how many people say, now that April's here, meaning now that April's come round again, but it is there. Your next question has a piece of music attached, Jeremy Platt. Have a listen. If you've watched the recent adaptation of Poldark, the BBC drama set in 18th century Cornwall, you'll probably recognise that as the theme to the series. I'd like you to name the composer.
Winston Graham.
No. Ian Parks?
Michael Nyman?
Wasn't. No. No office. It was Anne Dudley. Composer, arranger, performer, producer, also a founding member of the experimental 80s pop band, The Art of Noise. Ruth Wright, what term, also meaning to be afflicted with pain or trouble, is applied in the antiques trade to furniture or leather that's been treated to simulate age?
Distressed.
Yes. Gammelost is a cheese originating from which country?
Norway.
Yes, you're right. What is the English equivalent of the French phrase Château en Espagne, literally castles in Spain?
Second homes.
No. Harry Heath?
It's all Greek to me.
No. Jeremy Platt?
Castles in the Air.
Yes, castles in the air, anything that means impossible dreams. Yes, indeed. End of another round, and it's still close. Jeremy Platt 5, Harry Heath 5, Ruth Wright 7, Ian Parks 9. A run of right answers from anyone may take this contest, but you've got to do it now because this, I'm afraid, is the final round, folks. Harry Heath. Brocket Hall in Hertfordshire was the family home of which Prime Minister who was in office when Queen Victoria came to the throne in 1837?
Is that Robert Peel?
No. Prime Ministers of the Victorian era, Jeremy Platt?
Lord Palmerston.
It wasn't, no. No more office? No. Lord Melbourne, William Lamb, 2nd Viscount Melbourne of Kilmore. On his death in 1848, the Hall passed to his sister, who was to marry Lord Palmerston. So there is a connection, but Lord Melbourne was the man. Ian Parks, which late British character actress played the role of Norma Speakman, also known as Nana, in the TV series The Royal Family, and also the eccentric home baker Letitia Cropley in The Vicar of Dibley?
Liz Smith.
Is the right answer. The Egremont Crab Fair, held in Cumbria, is not about seafood. It started in 1267 when the Lord of Egremont created the tradition of giving away what?
Bread.
No. Ruth Wright.
Apples.
Yes, crab apples, specifically crab apples. The famous World Gurning Championship is held at the fair, by the way. That's an added attraction, but crab apples are what is given away. Jeremy Platt, Sassafras Mountain is the highest point in which US state?
Maine.
No. Ruth Wright?
Montana.
No. Ian Parks?
Colorado.
No. 47 states to go, Harry Heath.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
No, it's South Carolina. It lies in the Blue Ridge, a segment of the Appalachian Mountains. And Ruth Wright, time for some music for you. The piece you're about to hear is from a ballet, and it's popularly known as the clog dance. I'd simply like to know in which ballet this sequence appears.
La Fille Malgarde.
Yes, composed by John Lanchbury for Frederick Ashton's 1960 ballet. A tangelo, T-A-N-G-E-L-O, is a hybrid of the tangerine and which other fruit?
Grapefruit.
Yes, you're right. The letters of the tax known as SET, introduced by the Wilson government in the 1960s, stood for what?
Selective Employment Tax.
Correct answer. Designed to encourage workers to move from services into manufacturing. It was abolished by the Heath administration. Which British novelist, when asked by the Sunday Times in 1994 to name the best living author writing in English, replied, "No one working in the English language now comes close to my exuberance, my passion, my fidelity to words."
Don't know.
Does anyone? Might be important to know. Ian Parks?
Geoffrey Archer.
No. That is certainly the best possible answer, and I wish it were true, but it ain't. Harry Heath?
Jilly Cooper.
No. I'll have to tell you, it's Jeanette Winterson, actually, who said that. And at the end of this second heat of Brain of Britain 2019, the final scores are these, and they really did depend on those last questions. Jeremy Platt 5, Harry Heath 5, Ian Parks 10, Ruth Wright 11. Well, a sterling finish, and congratulations to Ruth Wright, whom we'll definitely be meeting again in the semi-finals in a few months' time. We've enjoyed having all four of you in the contest today. Do join us next time when we'll be making the first of several visits this season to the north of England to meet another four competitors hoping to become Brain of Britain. Until then, goodbye.